yourself. Yeah.
I like Ascent. I think the middle part takes some getting used to because that's where you can really like pop off with an op. And so I still haven't learned, I think, the intricacies of how to navigate that with a team yet, but I actually really like that map. It's been a lot of fun to play, especially since the maps were kind of, and I think Jacob has also said this too, I think the maps were kind of the weakest part of the beta since there was like they kind of got a little boring, a little stale after a while. I also like the split updates.
Thus far, I think Ascent is an interesting map. The mid is very interesting with the wiener dog and the very open space. You have the two doors, so you have the two separate entrances that can be blocked off. It's a really interesting map. I think mid is really going to show us some interesting skirmishes. Again, I need to play a lot more of it. Obviously, you have the two main entrances into A and B, which are very short corridors with the orbs, kind of setting up these very close quarter gunfights, which can cause some, standoffs where I've seen some games of, more high-level players where it's a lot of 1v1s, 1v2s trying to fight over the orb and then trying to get through to the site by going through mid because it's just so close up. If you try to just bunch through those short corridors, you just get blown up very easily. Ascent, it's a good map. I need to play more of it. I don't think it's a world stopper. I don't think it's the perfect map. I still think Haven is the best created map, and I still have the most fun on Haven. Overall, I think I've had a lot of fun so far. I think the biggest thing is that the FPS drops have been, I don't want to say perfected because I'm sure there still is a minority having those drops and they're still having those issues. But overall, I'm seeing a lot of positivity through the community. A lot of the Mendos and a lot of the top level players who are playing this at a pro level. Their FPS seem to be doing well. So overall, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I still want to play a lot more just to see Reyna, Ascent, and try to get more of a grasp on it. But I would give 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Good launch personally for me, and we'll talk about it as a overarching launch in a minute.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we got a good offering at launch. We got an extra agent, we got an extra map, and you definitely feel the range vibes if you haven't played Ascent yet. And I think Chad is saying that I might have a little bit of a delay from my video to audio, and I apologize. We'll try our best to fix it. It might be internet connectivity issues, but we'll just power through here. Ascent definitely has the range vibes there. You see parts of it that you would have been familiar with if you played the range at all, the practice area, and also the doors. What I found very surprising, actually, were how weak the doors were. They're actually weaker than Sage's barrier orb, even with the barrier orb nerf, even with the wall nerf.
They're not that much different from the doors on the teleporter though, on Haven.
Are those breakable?
Yeah, the garage. And the garage
are the teleport doors breakable?
Too, yeah.
You can spam them, but you can't break them, right?
Yeah, you can't just break them.
You can't break them, but they're about the same hit reg. I think it takes about the same amount of bullets to pierce.
Well,
I think it's
with
fine.
The doors though, you can break them. And
no, I think
they're
it's
pretty.
Fine.
It's only 3 knife attacks.
Yeah,
through.
You kind of have to, right? Because if they're super hard to take down, then you literally have to go through the short corridor if they close the door, right? Where it makes it almost impossible to attack on that map. If you had to do 10 shots into the door to get it down, you're done. You'd have to go barrel through the short corridor where you're just gonna get popped most of the time.
Do you think that there should be more than 2 doors? There's 1 door per site, basically, on Ascent to block off one way for defenders or attackers to get in order to get to site.
I think a mid door might be interesting to kind of block off the mid if that was possible. I would have to think about it more, just spitballing. If there was going to be a third door that's closed off, it would be mid because you have 1A, 1B going into those sites. So I think we need a lot more play, right? I hope Twitch Rivals this weekend we're going to probably see a lot of Ascent, hopefully. And we'll see it more of at a high level of, is it defense, focus, attack focus. We'll see where it kind of shakes out. But let's see some of the pros play first, and then next week we'll have a better understanding of Ascent as a map.
Well, if the game is exactly as is for Twitch Rivals and it's not customized in any way, they're going to get a lot of Ascent maps because, as we heard in our launch invitational, that is deliberate. You are going to get more Ascent maps because they want you to play Ascent. So that's going to happen at least for the foreseeable future, maybe a week or two, who knows? But definitely, at least now, if you're playing Valorant, your chances are it's a higher percentage to get on Ascent than any other map. We talked.